this is the Awakened Babes, Matt and Nancy.
And Tyler, and we're here today. Today's our last day in Uluwatu.
Yeah, so today's our last day in Uluwatu, and in our villa we're gonna go to Ubud today, which is really cool. We come to Uluwatu for the first time a month ago. Before me and Tyler we actually met in Bali, but we were in Ubud. So we were like, let's try somewhere different because we're looking for a place to call home. So we wanted to try different areas. So far we've been quite liking Uluwatu, right?
Yeah, it's really nice. It's a lot more dry. Like for instance, like our home has lots of sand and cactus around us, where Ubud's like very much in the jungle. So it's kind of cool to see different places. We both had been previously to Bali, and my last time here, I spent 4 months in Bali, but I pretty much stayed in Ubud the entire time. I went to film a program down in Canggu, but I was just there for a few days. But apart from that, I hadn't really seen anywhere else on the island. And Nancy found us this incredible villa.
Should we show the villa quickly?
Yeah, we should show the villa. So
let's show the villa. So this is our villa. This is the pool area. It's so beautiful. And you know, the pool is for swimming. And this is one bedroom here. And we have other 2 bedrooms here. Let's just take a look. Yeah, it's very beautiful Mediterranean style, which is really cool, right? Because in your head, you think in Bali is only traditional buildings, like traditional villas sometimes, or really modern. So when I see this villa, I was like, wow, this place looks amazing. So this is the kitchen area. It's very simple, and we haven't been cooking much because we just got here, so we're just having fun eating out. And there's so many cool restaurants in Uluwatu, especially there's lots of Western restaurants, and you can go. It has amazing, like the steak is like what, 2 pounds, 3 pounds, 4 pounds, really juicy steak. Yeah, so juicy, and you can literally get everything here. I probably had some like the best Western food in Bali actually, which is really interesting because I lived in London before, right? So this is our living room area. So this is all open, and from here you can see the pool areas. And if you come with me, I will show you other sections. So this is the bedroom. We're packing at the moment, so it's a bit messy. But this is the bedroom. It's absolutely beautiful. This is where we sleep. And yeah, so it's really nice. How it's actually really simple. But from there's another thing we needed to show. We wanted to show you guys the shower. Me and Tyler absolutely love to have shower here because when you have a shower here, you in the evening you feel the moon and the star on your face, and it's so beautiful. And this is something we really want for our home, right? Outdoor shower. We fall in love with it. So this is the bathroom. It seems really cool. They just built all of this like this. And when we actually live in here, it has been like inspire us to do something simple, right, for our home. Start getting creepy. See, they don't even have like bed frame. They just use this as a bed, which is really interesting. And now you're coming out of here is the villa, the pool, which we love the most. This is absolutely beautiful here. We really like this kind of curved design. We're paying like half the price we would have paid in London. In London, we were living in a flat. So we're having this place for whole months. So at the moment, it's a really good time to come to Bali, if you can come to Bali. Obviously, it's not open the borders, so there's you can get visa to come to Bali.
Nancy found us this beautiful villa, which right now is a great time to be in Bali. For one, it's like there's nobody here, so we get to experience the island kind of to ourselves. Like we went to Uluwatu Temple, which is like super famous, but there's just a few local people there, which is quite nice.
But you just have to wear a chin diaper.
Yeah, you gotta wear your chin diaper. And but other than that, it's really nice. So it's really quiet. Apparently Uluwatu is really crazy with like Australians and surfers and all kinds of stuff, but right now it's just really peaceful. So it was a really unique time to be.
Yeah, so we just had a delivery here from the restaurant. So Bali is also really cool. Some places you live, they can deliver food to you as well, which is really nice.
And there's so many delicious Western restaurants here. Like I feel that many of the restaurants, they put so much care into the craft of the food, and you actually find higher quality ingredients and higher quality food here in Bali than in London. for instance, like this little place called the Cashew Tree that we love. It's just down the street. They do like fresh juices, all organic, and all these delicious things. If this was in London, this would be probably 30, 40 pounds, but instead it's like 5. It's great. But yeah, so I don't know if we actually shared in the previous video, one of our intentions of being here in Bali is we want to buy some land and build our home.
Lease some land.
Lease some land. Yeah, there's a big difference between freehold and leasehold.
Yeah.
So we want to leasehold some land and build our villa. So we've just been choosing different places. And Uluwatu feels really nice. But Ubud has been calling to us. And it's funny, we've been here for a month now, but we've actually been to Ubud 3 times now. We keep going back to Ubud.
Because that's where we met.
That's where we met. And there's more of like a spiritual community in Ubud, right? Uluwatu is more for surfing and beaches.
So you probably know this about our name. We're spiritual people, so we call it awakened babes. Yeah, so that's so true. Keep going.
Yeah, so for us, being in a heart space where we're in heart coherence and able to connect at a more spiritual level is very important. And Uluwatu is really nice. It's really fun, but it does feel a bit like vacation and like a honeymoon, which is lovely in its own way. But if we want to be in the space of creation and the heart expansion, we're going to be wanting to be more in a place like Ubud.
Yeah, so Tyler been talking about he wanted to do some drawings, and I've been talking about playing some music. I haven't really played music before. I was a dancer, so I just love music because every time I listen to music, it makes me happy and more vibrating, happy energy. And yeah, we feel Ubud will be a really cool place to explore. I think one thing we are a little bit concerned about Ubud is the weather is a bit damp. And sometimes I get a bit sick in a place which is really damp. So we're going to see how we feel over there. So we're just going to try different locations. I'm actually really excited to go to Ubud. We found these really, really beautiful places in Ubud for a really good price. Especially, I can feel this villa is built of love. You can feel if a villa is built of love or it's a beautiful just money purpose, right? You can feel the energy is very different. I think especially in Bali, the energy is really amplified here. So you can just really feel it.
Completely.
We went to see like 6 villa. What happened?
Yeah, so on this energy thing, when you look at Airbnb, the photos always look great. And we were between different villas, and I was like, you know what, let's just go actually visit the place. So we rented a driver for the day, and we went up to Ubud, and we saw 6 different villas, which is quite a lot, but each one was very, very different. And you just start to get this vibe. In London it's a bit different because it's like buzzing. You're very much in your head, but when you're in the heart space, you're actually feeling a lot more. It's just like the first villa we walk into, we get this like massive contraction in our body and like stomach pain. And it's like, oh, this doesn't feel right. And then we find out I actually knew the owner of the villa from an event at a retreat. Bali's a very small world and you run into people like crazy. I actually knew this woman and she was very negative and just very, just complaining about everything. And then the moment we walked into her villa, I could feel that. She wasn't even there, but just like it's like her energetic presence in the villa was felt. And if we had not actually physically gone to the villa, we wouldn't have experienced that.
Yeah, so Tyler, this is why important, in a relationship. People look at our relationship says, oh, you guys have an amazing relationship. So one thing we've been learning about each other, so we started to date last year, and after 2 months, Tyler proposed to me. Well, he wanted to marry me after 3rd date. So anyway, so I wanted to give you maybe a little idea and tips on couples, like if you're traveling together or doing business together. One thing I've been learning with Tyler in the last 1.5 years is embrace your difference. I used to try to make Tyler like me. So for example, I'm more a thinker, so I would spend days and days on Airbnb, like looking at different places first and look at how can I negotiating the price down and then choose the villa, right? But Tyler is more like an action taker, so he would actually just say, let's go, let's hire a car, just go for a day. But I'm less of action takers, I'm more of like a strategist and thinker. So what I used to do is I try to make Tyler like, can you stop taking action too fast and then just think about things?
And I used to fight with her. I was like, why aren't you just like taking the action? Like, why aren't you just taking the action? Like, why aren't you just going for it? But in this year being together, we started to really appreciate our differences. And sometimes I can just fire too fast. I just jump in the wrong direction. I just fire. I'm like, oh, actually, I should have gone this way. So I really appreciate Nancy's ability to strategize and see the big picture and like zoom out, so we can like direct the energy differently. And we're really starting to work
as a team,
and it's great. It feels really good. Yeah, guys. But not to go off on too much of a tangent. But yeah, like, learning to work together in a relationship is so important. And now this
feels really good because Tyler took me on Monday. We went to see like 6 villas. So I booked everything. I arranged the route and everything. And Tyler just like, let's go. So we went, and then we saw 6 villas. The moment you walk into the villa, you already know if you wanted to stay there or not. So if you are coming to a new country, maybe before committing yourself for a month, I would say go somewhere for like a week. Go feel different places, because I tell you, like, it makes a huge difference to your mindset. If you're in an energy field, a place that you don't feel happy, and that is just gonna, because your environment is really, really strong. So it's very important you live somewhere that makes you really happy and feels really good. So,
and it's not always about the cost either. Some of the places we saw were like double the price of what we ended up booking. It was this big, glamorous, magnificent place, but it just didn't feel right. It was in the rice fields, so the rice fields produce a lot of methane, which Nancy's quite sensitive with her breathing. So when she feels the rice fields very like choking, and that's not a very expensive place to play.
And also, don't blame your partner if she's very sensitive, because like, for example, I'm a really sensitive babe, right? Like, I'm really sensitive with people's energy. I'm really sensitive with environment, and also on the rice field, I just couldn't breathe. Most people is okay, but I'm just not okay. And then Tyler, at first he was like, oh, but this is all plants, it produces more oxygen. But I said, I can't breathe, I don't know what's going on. Then he researched, it's actually rice field do not produce oxygen, it produces what?
Carbon dioxide and methane, so it's actually like greenhouse gas emissions.
So go back to the point I was mentioning, is that it's very important that you learn to respect each other. And if your partner is very sensitive like me, and that's cool, because that could be also your it could also help you guiding the relationship too, right? So it's very important that we do embrace each other's difference and look at each other's strengths, because everyone have weakness, right? We all have weakness. I think the key in life, what did you say the other day? You said something about if we improve our weakness, we can only be what?
Yeah, this is from the 4-hour work week. It's if you spend all of your time working on your weaknesses, like taking the chinks out of your armor, if you will, you're only going to be mediocre or better than average at best. But if you really just focus on what you're best at, I'm not the best at marketing and sales, but if I spend all my time trying to work on that, I'm going to be mediocre or average at best. But if I actually focus on what I'm best at, which is creation and imagination and taking action, like if I focus on that and play to my strengths, I can be extraordinary and legendary.
Yeah, so true. You're the best at taking actions. Yeah, so because also ego sometimes set a trap for you that you need to overcome your weakness. I think that's an ego trap. So for example, I'm not, there's certain things I'm not really good at it. And my mother likes to make me focusing on them. So why can't you become really good at it? But the truth is I just don't enjoy doing them, right? I just don't like doing them. But my mom have her own insecurities, so of course she likes to project. When people have their own insecurities, they like to project on other people.
And I think too, when we're naturally so good at something, we don't see it as something we could even sell, because it's so effortless and easy for us. It's
That's
like,
so true.
It's like, I'm so naturally good at this. Who would ever want to pay for that?
So
but
good.
It's like I must instead go learn this thing and like break through all of these walls, because the challenging thing is what's going to pay the most. But that's actually a lie. Yeah.
Yeah, talk about that. Actually, Tyler is amazing at cooking. He just have this natural way of having relationship with the food, the way he smells, the way he touches, the way he feels about the food. When he cooking, he told me he feel like he's in flow state.
I feel like I'm a painter, and like it's a blank canvas, and every ingredient is like a color, and just like a painting.
He can even taste like the silk in the water. It's just amazing. But I don't have that. I want to stay away from kitchen as far as I can. Sometimes I cook for Tyler because I love him and I want to show love, and sometimes I also want to eat at home. It feels nice. But I'm not the most. I just don't like cooking that much. I like eating. So, but I'm really good at talking. Like I can talk for hours. So we need to be careful how long we're doing the video.
I was gonna say on that. Let's bring it to a close.
You can edit it. Let me finish this part. So I'm really good at talking, and I'm really good at talking, connecting to spiritualities, especially because I've been doing so much work within myself. So I can see lots of things when people are talking to me about, the patterns and things. So I'm really good at that, and but then. And that's something I also really enjoy doing. I can just talk for hours, but obviously that, I don't know, it took me a very long time to make a commitment to do the video with you, because we had to get over something within ourselves.
So we're super excited to go to Ubud today, guys, and Uluwatu's been great. We had a good time here, but we're looking for something different, and we'll give you a tour of our new villa when we get to Ubud, and just continue sharing with you.
You must cut in some beautiful things in Uluwatu.
Yeah, like the temple is so beautiful, like the sunset and everything is just absolutely stunning. But we love you guys so much, and please subscribe to the video, like the video. It helps the YouTube algorithm us be discovered.
Smash the like buttons.
Yeah, that's it.
And thank you so much for watching.
Thanks, guys.
Love you.